Good morning, everyone. So, new year, new plan. Let's discuss 5 ideas to consider as you're evaluating your marketing plan as you're going into a new period. Today on 10 at 10. Good morning, everyone. We're going into a new period right now, and perhaps you've been using your marketing plan and doing the same one for a while. Where do we go from here? So, I'm Paula Mattisonsierra of Power Marketing SF and the host of 10 at 10. 5 ideas to consider as you're evaluating your marketing plans going into this new period. Okay. So, first thing, let's evaluate step one, your customers. Okay. You may have been working with the same base of clients for years. And this is a great time to really check in on, am I really servicing the right base of clients? So, the Pareto Principle, or otherwise known as the 80-20 rule, states that 20% of your clients are actually giving you 80% of the revenues. So, are you expending too much energy on the wrong clients? I'm going to really challenge you here to really evaluate and look at your numbers and really take a peek at, am I really putting too much effort on the wrong clients that are not bringing me the revenue that I want? And really, indeed, look at that 20% of clients and try to duplicate them and figure out how to get to more clients like that. Are there automated ways that you can stay connected with the other guys? Still giving the same impeccable service, which is part of your marketing and your brand, but not putting as much effort, physical effort into it. So, just some things to consider. Secondly, are you meeting your customers' expectation? This is a great time to review everything from your logo to your website, social media look and feel, to onboarding and nurturing clients through the process and the relationship. Are you meeting the client's expectation? Better still, if you were your client, would you be pleased? And would it make sense to you? I always use this example, so forgive me if I'm using it again. I like the example personally, but when you walk into a Louis Vuitton store, there's a certain expectation of service and quality because it is Louis Vuitton. I mean, you know how you're going to be treated when you walk into the store. You know that when you make a purchase, they're going to follow up. You're going to have the beautiful box. They're going to take care of you. Things are going to be altered based on what you want. The box is going to look a certain way. Flip that over to an attorney, a hairdresser, a property management company, what have you, restaurant. When your client walks into your restaurant, when they are working with you as an attorney, does the entire process looks and feels the way your brand you'd want it to look and feel? Have you ever worked with those folks or gone into that store and you just said, that is such an amazing experience, I really like it? How can you make that into a nice template that you can work all the way through the process? Yes, guys, it's sales, but sales is part of your marketing effort. So evaluating that, okay? The other thing is, now that we've gone to this point, have you actually asked your clients? So, easy way to find the information, reviewing most popular services, ranking online client experience, do a short survey. Again, if you're going to do a survey, going into 15, 20, 30 questions is a little ridiculous. So, I'm going to recommend somewhere in the ballpark of 3 to 8 questions, and 8's pushing it. 3 to 5 to me would be optimal. And just simply asking them about their experience, something that they can do quickly. Use Google. I mean, it's a great, easy way. emails right back to you, done and done. Other easy one is just to pick up a phone. I know that we're supposed to be talking about all digital new things, and but at the end of the day, sometimes just picking up the phone and just simply asking, calling old and new customers and simply asking them is a really great way to find the information. Depending on your product or service, your online reviews, etc., can share hard facts that you may not really be comfortable hearing, but probably those items are the things that are true about your business and changes that you need to make. Most clients focus all their energies on the folks who give them bad reviews, and they use that as an excuse to shrug off online reviews and people who do online reviews as being irrelevant. And those guys who are being hard knocks and refusing to shake and change, I'm going to say to you, you're on the wrong path. Um, these oftentimes are clients who actually like your business and was just disappointed by the service that they offered. And yes, guys, there are those people out there who this is work for them, just sitting around and writing bad reviews. I don't know where those people find the time, frankly, to do like a whole page long review. Um, but even those need to be addressed as well. But that shouldn't be an excuse for you not to just simply sit and read the reviews. Sometimes there's nuggets there that you might have missed, and because you don't want to see it, you've missed some great points in it. 4, sales performance. And notice these are all things that you're considering before you've even sat down and started writing any kind of strategy or having any bigger discussion about your how your performance has been and your marketing plan up to this point. We just want to make sure that we're evaluating what you're actually doing, and is it worth dragging that into something new. There might be some things that you need to shake out of the plan, add to the plan, enhance in the plan. And these are the tips that are going to help you to really think about what should be in the plan moving forward. Sales performance is a great indicator of your marketing efforts as well. This should be an ongoing activity, though. So it should be constantly done. You should be constantly massaging and discussing what's going on so that you're getting to the point of seeing the big picture at this point. So if you, I mean, there's no specific rule about it. So if you prefer weekly, monthly, quarterly, I did a survey on LinkedIn a couple of months ago, and a couple of people chimed in and they said they were doing theirs weekly. They were evaluating, sitting with it, looking at it to see their performance. So for all of those folks, you now have actual data in front of you that you can harvest and say, okay, this is what was really happening, and this is where I should put my energy and where I should not. So lock that into your schedule, guys, and make a point of doing that. Again, this upcoming period, that may be a great marketing activity that you should be doing on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis, so that when we get to this point next year, let's say, you have some great data that you can mine and really look at it. Connectivity. All right, so we've looked at number 1 through 4. Let me just review them really quickly again. 1, let's discuss if you're actually with the right clients and putting your time in the right place. Secondly, are you meeting client expectation? Third, have you even asked the clients? Do some kind of survey, look at the numbers, look at your sales performance. And of course, 5, connectivity. What I see often as a marketer when I come in, and clients will literally fight me on this. Everything is an island. So they have their newsletter, their website has no SEO. We're refusing to have a conversation about it. Logo doesn't even match the person. You see the logo, you meet the person and the stellar service and knowledge, and you're like, those two go together? What the heck? You know, evaluate everything and how it connects to each other so that you're not doing extra work just for social media, just for website, just for your logo, for your sales effort. Everything should connect. Let me give you an example of what I mean by things should connect. Now, pulling all the pieces together, a great example of that in your marketing communication, a lot of people actually send off newsletters. And this is a great idea, by the way, not to get new clients. So roll back. If Paula, I'm not getting any new clients from my newsletter, you're not supposed to. I mean, if you do, then that's amazing, because maybe one of your clients have forwarded this newsletter along as a way of showcasing your excellenceness. And yeah, that was my alarm, by the way. I have too many alarms on my phone. What can I tell you? But so maybe you got sales from the newsletter because you nurture the relationship with an existing client. The newsletter's goal is to nurture relationships that you already have. I am just not a big fan of doing a newsletter and then have it sitting out there. You've pushed out information, but you haven't pulled them back to you. So, how about you connect that to the website? Free tip of the day. It's a Paula thing. I do it with my clients. I suggest it to my clients. I suggest it to people that I do website with who I'm not going to even touch their newsletter. Make sure that if you have a newsletter, actually, I did this with someone here in San Francisco. She has this wonderful amount of content that she's pushing out, did not have a name to it to indicate to the client what was coming to them. Again, it needs to make sense. So we named the newsletter properly, one that she was sending to her clients and one that she was sending to her referral partners. So there was no confusion. So it didn't look like, especially for those people who were getting both newsletters, it didn't make sense. Like, oh, this is the X newsletter and that's the Y newsletter. Perfect. I would also additionally suggest to lead that to the website, to a blog or something, and that same information would be on your blog in its entirety. The whole point is that you want people to come to your website. You want them to come to your website. It's like a store. This is the rule of being in a retail store. The longer they keep you in the retail store, the more they're guaranteed that you will purchase something because they've offered you this experience. You want to stay there. Websites are the same way. The longer you stay on the website, the more interested you become. And of course, your clients as well, because they're looking at your service, testimonials, great case studies. They're putting you directly in the consideration pathway. So think about that. The other one, that there are only two things that I want to just kind of mention as part of your connectivity today. So that was a great example of how to connect your newsletter to a website and a blog, making sure that they're all connected pieces. The other thing that I want to say about actually putting your communication plan together is SEO, search engine optimization, not a dirty word, and it's not your friend. I have heard so many crazy things when it comes to SEO and how people literally, I mean, it was hilarious because this week was kind of interesting for me, speaking to a few people about SEO and about their website, and asking them what their needs were and listening to how aggressive and upset they got about SEO. All it tells me is that you haven't applied the same things that you do in your own exceptional careers to SEO. Open yourself up and learn about it before you make a decision to eliminate it. Especially the world that we're in. We're in a very digital, and people are viewing through their phones, their desktop. Sadly, we're on it way too often. But this is where we are right now. We're not going backwards. So if you're going to take the time to build a website, you want to make sure that website is effective and being used and can be found. If you're not being found, you're not being considered as often. And yeah, before you drop anything and share with me, I already know what you're going to say. Well, I don't want to be bombarded with all these clients who are not really my clients. And I don't want to be bombarded by this. And I've used it before and I've used that before. I'm still going to challenge you because every time I've spoken to you folks, I've heard that you've only used one part of it. SEO is actually three components. Three components. It's the back end work. It's the off-page SEO work to make sure that your contact information is correct. And of course, it's making sure that your content is right. I know some of you think you're amazing writers, but marketing, verbiage, and branding and storytelling is very different than, let's say, a legal brief. And it's very different than a scientific journal. You're trying to specifically sell and you're trying to specifically gain attention by how things are highlighted and positions and call to actions. And so I would say, yes, if you are comfortable in your space as a legal, scientific, etc., on that level, writing, give it to an actual copywriter and let them put the storytelling in it. Because as people, and this is research wise, we like stories. We remember things that makes us feel, not just numbers. Okay, so that's my 5 for you today. I hope that helps you as you're I'm creating my plan for 2022 as well, so I hope this helps you. My continued mission, as always, is to continue to introduce you to either my referral partner or to offer you some learning from my week every Thursday at 10 a.m., offering great life and business information to help move you forward. And my quote today is: progress is a nice word, but change is a motivator, and change has its enemies. Kennedy. And I hope this helps. I hope this keeps you moving forward. And remember, you only mess up if you actually stop. So keep moving, guys. And when you're ready for marketing, please feel free to reach out to me at powermarketingsf.com. And guys, as always, keep moving forward. I hope you have a phenomenal and amazing day today. Take care. Bye.